to WICR, Iona College Radio.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Today with Matt and Dave. I'm Matt Ricker.
And I'm Dave Horvath.
And today we have our friend Rocky on air as a guest speaker. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here, Matt and Dave.
So our next topic today is local news. So a woman is paying big after a big negative review that she posted on Yelp.com for a contractor. She apparently said a man is a con artist and, quote, robs people for their money. He destroys their floors and he doesn't come back. He doesn't come back to you, end quote. She sued, won a $400 claim against the contractor, but according to 7online.com, the contractor countersued for defamation. The judge ruled against the woman and ordered her to pay $1,000 in a countersuit.
So it seems like she just lost $600 for, and all that just pain in the butt with all this stuff that goes along with getting a lawyer and suing. It just seemed like it was almost not even worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I see why, the work wasn't done the way she wanted it or something, but she doesn't have to go out there and post online about it.
Yeah, I mean, just call How to Catch a Contractor.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get on TV. Who knows?
But anyway, moving on to our next headline. 33 states have a cucumber salmonella outbreak. I'm sure you all heard of that. That's been in the news the past few weeks. The third person has died, so our prayers are with that family.
Well, thank God I don't eat cucumbers.
Unfortunately, I eat cucumbers, though.
Yeah, I eat them too. I mean, you just got to be careful, like where they come from. There's certain places, I don't know where, but
just shop at your local stopping shop in Pathmark.
Yeah. Moving on to campus news now. The hospitality supper is today at 5:30 p.m. At Montgomery House. The Office of Mission Ministry runs that event every week. Meet the Greeks takes place tonight at 9:30 in Hines for anyone who's interested in joining Greek life. The Mural Project Gallery reception at 2 p.m. Is taking place tomorrow in the Brother Kenneth Chapman Gallery. Free food, and it is part of Iona's 75th anniversary.
Guys, free food. That's all I care about. Let's go.
Also, today's the last day to register with OSD to paint the mural project, so there's a few hours left if you're still interested in painting. Iona admission applications are due Friday at 5 p.m. for Nazareth Farms and New Orleans, so be sure to get those in if you're interested. The Iona College admissions Saturday tours and info sessions are coming up this Saturday, September 26th. The first info session is at 10 a.m. followed by a 10:30 a.m. tour. The next one is 12 p.m. info session followed by a 12:30 p.m. tour. Come and join us for all of you prospective students that are interested in Iona College. Also, the New Rochelle Arts Fest is taking place this Sunday in multiple locations all across the city. There'll be a shuttle, I believe, that Iona College is busing students to different locations. And lastly, the Walk for Hearing is taking place this Sunday at Riverside Park in New York City. I'll be attending along with the IC Speech and Hearing Club. For those of you who don't know me, I have a hearing loss on my left ear. I wear a cochlear implant. I've had it since I was 2.5 years old, so I'm just going to support Iona College as well as the other hard of hearing patients, so I'm looking forward to that. You guys have anything to add?
No, just I'm going to meet the Greeks tonight, so anyone who's thinking about it, just go out. It's the whole idea of tonight is to meet them. You don't have to make a decision if you're Russian or not. Just go see some cool people and just kind of find out. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So now, Dave, I know you have some campus sports to get to.
So we're going to start with scores from last week, and not the best week for Iona when it comes to school sports, but I think an improvement from the previous week. Women's soccer lost a heartfelt 3-2 loss against Fairfield last Friday. So sorry to hear that. The men's and women's had cross-country meets last Saturday. The men came in 8th out of 10, and the women came in 10th out of 11. So let's hopefully in the next meet they can get a little better finish. Volleyball lost to Siena 3-0 last Saturday, and then lost to Marist 3-1 last Sunday. So it's hard to hear that. Men's soccer lost a real tough 1-0 game versus Hartford last on the 19th, and then won 2-1 yesterday in an awesome game. I was at it. Really, really awesome atmosphere. I really urge people to come out and watch soccer because men's soccer is looking very good this year. And
They're undefeated at home, right?
Yes, they're playing really well though.
They got to defend the turf.
Of course. And men's water polo lost the 17-12 yesterday against St. Francis Brooklyn, so tough loss. And men's rugby won 31-0 against Buffalo last Saturday. And softball, hey, there's a little softball action going on. They lost 9-2 against St. John's on the 19th, and then won later in the day 7-6 versus Sacred Heart. Now, this week, for upcoming, women's soccer will be traveling to Niagara. Man, I know that drive. Not fun. On Saturday at 1 o'clock to play against at Niagara, obviously, and then we'll be playing home on Wednesday at 3 p.m. versus Monmouth. So I really urge people to come out and support us, support the Gales.
You going to Niagara?
No, I'll go to the Monmouth game next week. Golf will be traveling. This is pretty cool, I think. Actually, it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the 29th, 30th, and 1st of October, they'll be playing at the Iona UCD Challengers Cup in Ireland. So that's pretty cool to go travel up there. So I mean, hey, go to a little international play.
I'm gonna see if I could get a ticket.
Yeah, men's soccer will be playing home against Niagara. Kind of funny. We're going to play Niagara. They're coming home at 3 p.m. on Saturday. So I urge people to go out and watch. It's a home, and we'll then be playing away at Monmouth on Wednesday at 7 p.m. The men's water polo will be playing at a couple games this weekend. They'll be playing versus Connecticut College on Saturday, September 26th at 2, versus Brown at 7 p.m. on September 26th. And on Sunday, the 27th, they'll be playing against MIT at 11 a.m. and Harvard at 3:30 p.m. So I really kind of also urge, we are playing some home games. Let's go get these crowds. Come on, Moon Maniacs. I expect to see you there. And softball will be playing against Fairleigh Dickinson on Saturday, September 26th at 12:30 p.m. and at Pace, home against Pace at 3 p.m. Volleyball will be playing Saturday versus Niagara at 1 p.m. and Sunday versus Canisius at 1 p.m. And rugby will be traveling to play St. Bonaventure at 1 p.m. on Saturday. So any of these home games next week, Gales, I really, really urge you, go out. Yeah, it's a good time. They don't cost anything to go see these sporting teams play. We had a couple clubs out there that are starting to get hot lately. Hopefully some of the teams that are right now not doing too well, they can get out of that rut and really start performing. Because sooner or later we'll be having MAC championship time, and hey, I want to see them titles come home.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the basketball season coming up.
Oh, it's coming, November. I mean, still got a month and a half, but be starting up soon. And I don't know.
Looking forward to that.
And for any freshmen listening, I'll tell you right now, that is the greatest atmosphere is a home college basketball game, especially here against Manhattan. I'll tell you right now, greatest experience I've ever had in my life.
Especially last year's game.
Oh, last year's game was fantastic. I'll tell you, anything basketball Manhattan, Iona is something awesome. It's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, especially since Manhattan College is only about 9 miles from here. So.
Yeah, it's like the Yankee Red Sox rivalry. That's how us in Manhattan. Exactly. And I'm going to talk a little bit about college football. Just last week, Clemson fended off Louisville, only won by 3, but close game. Florida State beat Boston College, shut them out. Connecticut lost to Missouri by 3. So UConn just lost against the top 25 team. Texas A&M beat the Wolfpack down pretty bad. Tulsa got beat really bad by Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for Oklahoma, went 32 of 38 for 487 yards and 4 touchdowns. Talk about a game. Michigan State, behind Aaron Burbridge, the receiver, down Air Force. They had 8 catches for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about a fantasy day. Northwestern beat Duke. Georgia State got run over by Oregon, like I said last week was going to happen. LSU, behind Heisman leader Leonard Fournette, beat down Auburn. He had 19 carries for 228 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about, jeez. Ohio State beat Northern Illinois, but struggled immensely. So really got to see how that plays out the next couple weeks. Wisconsin made easy work of Troy. Oklahoma State, new top 25 team, made easy work of University of Texas San Antonio. Notre Dame made a playoff statement against number 14 Georgia Tech, so that was nice to see that even without Malik Zaire, they're still going to be okay. Georgia ran over South Carolina. TCU quarterback Trevor Bulkin helped do it all for TCU, and they beat SMU pretty handily. Stanford, like they've done the last couple of years, rallied and beat number 6 USC, so nice to see Stanford maybe getting on a roll. Thought the biggest game of the weekend, though, had to be Ole Miss upsetting Alabama again for the second straight year at Alabama. Ole Miss looking, I think, the best team in the country right now. How they're playing, they put up 72 games, put up 42 on Alabama. Talk about, geez, I think the torch is being handed over to a new team now in the SEC. UCLA beat BYU last week, but BYU, I have to say, looked really good. They're starting to look like a complete team, and even though they lost, it was one of those good losses. They played very well. Devin Booker, running back for Utah State, helped carry them over Utah over Fresno State. He had 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Arizona took care of Northern Arizona very easily. Now, top 25 games coming this week. Tomorrow, Friday, September 26th, Stanford plays against Oregon State. So look at that. Stanford wins. Now they're back in the top 25. On Saturday, you have number 8 LSU versus Stanford. Number 20 Georgia Tech versus Duke. Southern versus Georgia. I feel bad for Southern because Georgia's playing fantastic. Number 22 BYU versus Michigan. Watch out, BYU. Michigan's good, but I think BYU's got the win there. Central Michigan versus number 2 Michigan State. Our thoughts are pressed with you, Central Michigan. Rice versus number 5 Baylor. They were off last week, so Baylor's looking fresh. Number 24 Oklahoma State versus Texas. I watch out. I think Texas could pull this win off. Even though it's top 9, they're not supposed to. They may. Western Michigan versus Ohio State. Let's see how Ohio State bounces back from such a bad week. UMass versus Notre Dame. I feel bad for UMass. My buddy plays at UMass. Jovan, watch out. Louisiana Monroe versus number 12 Alabama. I think Alabama's going to put a statement this week after losing. TCU versus Texas Tech. Going to be a showdown. Texas Tech can put up points. Vanderbilt versus number 3 Ole Miss. I like to see how Ole Miss responds now. After getting such a big win, are they going to kind of just coast in, or are they going to keep playing tough? Number 14 Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Number 25 Missouri versus Kentucky. Watch out. I think Kentucky pulls this one off personally. Number 9 UCLA versus number 16 Arizona. This is a good game. I'm really excited to watch that. Hawaii versus number 22 Wisconsin. Ball State versus number 17 Northwestern. Another intriguing matchup is number 18 Utah versus number 13 Oregon. Interested in that. Utah's playing fantastic. Devin Booker, one of the best running backs in the country right now. And number 19 USC versus Arizona State. I still have to say, watch out USC. I know I expect you to come back and bounce back well, but Arizona State is no joke. They're not the best right now. They're a little down right now this year, but they still got a solid squad playing there. But that's all for college sports. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about a little pro sports.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.